finale's in like fucking 5 weeks.
That's the thing that I said.
I'm not talking about.
And that's like when somebody came up and was like, "We're making a final. You made a final four deal." I'm like, I haven't made any. Even the Jared, Raul, and I, we never say like we're the final three. Like it's like no, week to week, we're going to see what happens. We're going to take it on. That's why when it was everyone against you, like, and like I don't want this to like blow up in our faces again, but like that's why we thought like this could be really smart. And like we got, and I said to Raul, I'm like, go talk to Maddy and Ramsey and like tell them this, like. This could be a smart thing that we could do. This is purely strategy. Everyone thinks that we hate each other. We've had whatever our differences in the house, and like, it wasn't a personal thing, and I wasn't keeping everyone close to whatever. But like, I knew what they were doing. I watched them. I watched Cass talk to Dallas all week. I watched the brothers talk to Dallas all week. I watched them all try and get you out. And you would have got out if Nikki didn't switch her vote last minute because of whatever happened. Like I truly, sitting in that room, had no idea who was going.
Yeah, neither did I.
But I did see the people that like you think that you trust, Mitch. The brothers, like all these people that you think that you really trust in this game completely turn on you. And
aside from the fact that you're close with those people, do you trust them?
No, of course not. Like, of course not. Coming back into this house, and these are things that I'm telling you, and I'm stressed to tell you these things because I talked to you one time about game, and then like literally there was like a blowout fight in the living room about it. But you do need to know that I sat and watched, and it is weird that like Cass and the brothers wanted to keep Dallas, who Dallas clearly pointed at Jared and said like, you're my target. So it just sort of seemed like by keeping Dallas, they were just working with the person that wanted to get out. And I'm sitting in this room like watching it like, what the fuck is happening right now? Like, no. And like, anyway, so that was something that Lavina and I talked about. I'm like, I'm gonna go talk to Maddy. And she's like, you need to be careful with Maddy. And I'm like, well, it would be smart to go talk to Maddy and tell her that like, and like I said, everyone in the house is a target. But when I told you coming in that like, you weren't my target, you honestly weren't. Mitch obviously was the number one, and then like moving forward, I was going to just have to see what happened. But you do need to know that we've been pegged against each other since day one. I know. And if you want to just continue it and get me out this week, then like it's fine, I respect it, it is what it is.
It's hard because like at this point in the game, there is like...
But you do need to understand how dangerous some of those people are.
I know.
Like, yes, we're well liked in the house, but we're also smart and we see things. But like they, like I don't know. Like I love Cass and Tim, but like they are very like talk about like people that talk game. Like Jared, Raul, and I, honest to God, don't really talk game at all. Like we talked game because he was HOH and we had to make that decision. With Mitch
for like 40% of the time.
But like literally, that is like our thing. Like if Jared and I are on the block this week, we will literally say like, okay, so now we just have to have fun. And like I just said to Jared, I'm like, I'm just so tired of like, I'm like, if I go on the block again, like I'm gonna have to like go campaign and like go, and I'm like, I'm not good at it because I don't want to be doing it. Somebody like Cass is very, very good at it. Like I watched her do it. I watched her like work with Dallas and bring the brothers over and like bring all these people into her corner. And like Tim is very, very, very smart. Like he is, and I don't think that he necessarily does want to win the game, and I think that he is open to working with lots of people. But I just think that, like, pinning us, Jared and I, as the unstoppable force in the house was Mitch's move because he was pissed that I came in, blew up his game. But I just want you to know that there is a lot of people and
are just hiding in the curtains.
And we see them and we're friends with them. Of course we're friends with them, but like this is also a game, and we do know what best moves would be moving forward. And
the only thing is like, I don't think of nominations as like people I want to get out. I think of nominations strategically in the way we're like, who's going to vote for who, right? Because that's what you have to plan for. So it's like, if I'm going to stick my neck out and put up, you know, someone like the brothers or someone like Cass, it's like, okay, let's just like lay it out. Look who's good friends with them. Jared, Kelsey, Raul, Tim. Oh, okay, perfect. 4 votes right there. They're staying.
But you need to think that we're friends with them. We get along with them. But we're not blind to the fact at how strong they are at this game. You know what I mean? And like, that's the thing is we're all going to jury. We're all going to see each other again when we're going to be friends outside of this house.
Oh, for sure.
But as far as the game goes, like that's what I said even coming back into the boys. I'm like, I want to do something different. Like I feel like every single fucking move is expected. Oh, you want us to put up Maddy and Ramsey? Oh, real big shocker there.
I know.
You know, and it's like,
I just want you to think that you're my only target. Like, please don't think that because I have about 6 people that I want to put as my target.
That's what I was trying to get across to you and Ramsey as well. And we weren't trying to like play this weird, I know that Mitch was saying that we're like playing the entire house and that we're like good everywhere and like blah, 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 blah. It's like, no, just because I'm not vocalizing these people are my targets, when I told you guys that you weren't the targets, like I was being serious. And that was when you were the very easy targets in the house. And we came to you before you had power and before anyone else in this. Like I kept thinking, like, why doesn't Cass go talk to Maddy and like clear some things up, like even just like discuss some things. And like maybe you did, I don't even know. You know, like that's the thing is you never know what's going on in the house.
Yeah.
And yeah, you're gonna talk to a lot of people and you're probably gonna change your mind a lot and you're gonna do whatever. And yeah, and I'm just if the main focus in the game for you, if that's what you think you need to do is split Jared and I up, then I'm just like, I don't know. I just want Jared to be able to like play his game without me like blowing it all up. I'm not saying I want to be your target or that I want to leave and that I'm throwing in the towel.
Don't worry, I know you're not.
It's nothing like that at all. It's just like I do.
No one who's gonna get a second win just like, yeah, I'm throwing in the towel.
Exactly. And that was the thing, and that's why when we talked to you and Ramsey, we're like, we're going to have to do what we have to do in the game, and like, and obviously people are just going to assume that you're our target. But you do need to understand that, like, yes, I left and I spent a week with Levita and I watched the fucking screen and I saw the way that some of these people work, and some of these people work so sneakily and so smart that, like, it actually, like, makes me feel kind of stupid sometimes. Like, having Levita in my ear, like, being like, this is what's happening right now. This is what's happening right now. And I was just like, oh my God, like, I didn't, and, like, it's right there in front of your face, but you just don't see it. Like, even, like, how the brothers were, like, for a while we thought that Mitch, the brothers, and Joel had an alliance because like the three of them would meet at like night when everyone else was asleep and they'd all like talk for like a long time down in the thing. And I'm like, how did we just miss that? And then I would think like I would go for late night cigarettes and like walk by them and I would just be like, oh hey guys.
Yeah, like thinking nothing of it.
And then just like walk back in the house and then it's like, fuck, like those are the things that you need to see, and it's like I wasn't seeing any of it. So going and leaving for that week and then coming back, it's like, yeah, I got my friends in the house, but you think that if the brothers, like, that's something that Jared and I always said. I'm like, if the brothers win, like, they're probably putting you up. Because they probably would. Yeah. Because it's like that, it's because that whole, like, top dog thing. And, like, that's another thing about Ramsey. Like, Ramsey's going to have to be very careful because he's a top competitor. You know what I mean? Like, he's one of, like, the athletic, smart, strong players in this game. And, like, and for you, like for me, I know that, like, that's, like, one of my biggest worries. It's, like, Jared is, like, one of the top players.
Yeah, I know. We got ourselves, like, a little...
And, like, we'll just, like, the top players will just continue to get each other out. And then it's, like, all these fucking people that just, like, slide under the radar and, like...
I guess all I want to know, or, like, all I care about is, like, I'm not here to make deals, obviously, with anyone. And, like, it's funny because people are going to make deals with me, but I have Ramsey and that's it. But all I want to know is, like, all I want to say to people is eye for an eye. And that's how I'm going to play this game. So if I don't put you up in the block, there's a clear fucking reason why I didn't put you in the block.
Yes.
So it's like if I'm not going to tell anyone I'm not putting in the block. You'll see when I slide those two fingers. But it's like if I'm going to go stick my neck out and not put you and Jared on the block.
Yes.
It's because I want it. I want it to work together in a way.
And this is the thing that I said to Jared. I'm like, literally, the deal that we made with you and Ramsey is the first time we have ever even attempted to make a deal.
Yeah.
People would always be like, you need to make a deal, you need to make a deal. And this is when I didn't know the game, and I'm like, you do? Like even Levita said that. Like, she's like, why didn't you make a deal with me? And I was like, I thought that we were friends. Like, I didn't know we had to make a deal. I thought that was a deal.
Like, what?
I didn't know we had to make a deal.
Yeah.
And so it just was hard for us because that's the very first time we ever, like, tried to make a deal with somebody, and then it completely blew up in our faces, and we were like, okay, well, let's never do that again. Like, that was stupid.
Sweet. No, I don't want you to think, like, Mitch kind of ruined that.
I know that
for both of us.
Like, he did.
And that was his plan, and
I know it was. And you need to know that, yes, Mitch was pissed. Like, I came back in this house, and, like, and he was sitting pretty. He was really good with the brothers and you, and he had his thing with Rowan, he had his thing with Jared, and, like, he literally was in the center of everything.
Yeah.
And, like, and making deals with people and making alliances with people that nobody knew about. Mm-hmm. And so it was just, like, a smart maybe you should have, like, explained. And I think it's hard for us, too, because you and I have never, like, talked game with each other. You know what I mean?
And, like, I'm always open to it. It's just, like, it's funny because, like...
I think it's just because people think that we hate each other. And that's the thing. It's like, she thinks that you're a prom queen bully. And I'm like, I don't know, like... Honest to God, like, I've always said, I'm like, I'm going to always be nice to Maddy. I'm never going to be mean to her. And if anything, if anyone is ever saying things that I've said about you, the only time I got really mad was when I took your deck, and it was because I was like, fucking Maddy, she got the votes, but I got myself the votes to get out of this house. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like,
and I know a lot of stuff comes out of Cass's mouth that's, like, from you, or, you know.
And that is the thing about
I know.
That's the thing about guys. Like, I do really like Cass. Like, I love hanging out with her, whatever. But, like, even just, like, the way, like, she treats... And, like, Jared gets mad at her all the time. That's why her and Jared fight so much, is because Jared will be like, you need to stop being such a catty bitch to Maddy. And then she'll come in here and I'll be like, you know what? She's defending herself. You guys are at each other's throats sometimes. But, like, Jared, like, legit gets mad at her for being mean to you all the time. They fight about it all the time. And, like, and I just, like, sit in the middle of it, and I'm just like, I don't know, like, whatever. This is the catty season, and it's embarrassing that it's the catty season. There's no fucking girls left in this house, and there's so much manpower down there. And, like, what are we, like, Emmett said that. He's like, what are you girls doing?
Newsflash, who is the heart of all this cattiness?
I know.
It's one person.
I know. And
she makes me want to dislike you more than I actually dislike you.
I'm like literally the exact same way. Like, Jared came out and he's like, apparently, like, Tim and Cass told her that we were the prom queen and queen and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, as much as, like, and I hear that, like, you were bullied in school. And I'm like, as much as, like, you say that you've been bullied in school, I was never a bully in school. And, like, to have somebody come up and say that you're a bully, it's like,
there's a lot of people who are bullies in this house.
Of course, and that's the thing about this game that fucking sucks, is because you can say, like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna manipulate, I'm not gonna do it, but it's like, there's a certain, like, and it doesn't matter who you are as a person, like, in this house, because of this game, there's a certain degree of it that you have to do. I'm not saying that you have to bully, but, like, I think that even sometimes just, like, feeling discluded or, like, or whatever.
And that's what I say to people, I'm like, I haven't lied yet.
Yes.
Like, I'm not saying, oh, I'm going to be a fucking non-sinner in this house. But, like, I will lie. It just hasn't happened yet.
The first shady thing that we did was make a deal with you and Ramsey. And, like, literally as soon as it all blew up, I went to Jared and I'm like, well, let's never do that again. Like, that obviously didn't work. And it was kind of disappointing because I thought that it was a really... And so as soon as, like, the brothers were in here, Cass was in here, Tim was in here, everyone was in here being like, you made a deal, you made a deal, you made a deal. And I was like, fuck, like, that's just, like, I'm like, it could have worked out really well, but, like,
me out.
But I don't know, I want you to be open to it. I don't want you to think that, like, I hate you either. Like, it's like we've got, like, this whole thing, and it's like,
I think it just is one thing.
And, like, if you and I, what I get the POV, and then I get off the block, someone else goes home, and then we're at each other's throats, it's like, it is just, like, catty girl shit.
Dumb.
And it's dumb, and it's embarrassing to walk out the house and be like,
oh, what? How's your fight with whatever?
Oh, we got each other out, and it's like, great. Like, there's people that love shit like I'm not saying anything against Mitch. It was a very smart thing, but, like, that's what his game plan was, to pin people against each other, not just on a game level, but on a personal level, because they'll just continue to get each other out. And then all these fucking floaters or people that, you know, are good with everyone, don't talk game with anyone, whatever, will win the entire game because they will never have actually made a move in the house.
Joel.
And it's really, really frustrating to, like, for someone like me, who just got, like, thrown into it, has been made, like, this massive target for so long, to watch it all happen, you know what I mean? Like, as soon as, like, it was you, I was just like, great, you know what I mean? And, like, and that's the thing, the other thing that Ramsey said. Ramsey came up to Jared and I and was like, oh, you guys are shitting pretty in this house, you're not targets. And I'm like, Ramsey, Jared and I are target number one, and we have been, like, since week one, and, like, you guys understand that as well. We get the same thing. The showmans, whatever you want to call it. We're dangerous. It's like, no, it's all these fucking people out there that aren't anything.
Yes.
That are these lone rangers that, like, have nobody have their back. It's like, they're just as big as a worry in this house as you and Ramsey or me and Jared. It's just because there's two of us that we're a bigger target and an easier target to be like, let's just go for them. Like, that makes sense. And it's like, no, it doesn't. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, it. I don't know.
The only time that one vote will matter is when there's 3 people left.
Right.
So me having 1 vote means fuck all.
Right.
Like, it's great. 1 is more than none.
Yes.
But it's like,
yes.
Do you not realize? Yes, if I had 3 votes and I was in a group with 4 people, then I would be scared and I would probably, you know, bang down all of you. But it's like, one person. Like,
yes.
What is this one person going to do? Like, you have 4
or
5 or 6, and then there's just me and this kid. Like,
And I do want you to, and, like, and there is Ramsey and Maddy, or sorry, Ramsey and Jared. It's like, we know that, like, we don't want to be classified as a duo or whatever, but, like, it is what it is, and it's out there, and everyone knows that, and we will be targets because of that. And it would just be frustrating to see us target you and you target us, and let's get each other out, and then all these fucking other people are just going to continue to go on. And, like, yes, I am friends with everyone in the house, and I And sure, maybe being popular isn't a great thing. Levita said that. She's like, you going back in, they're probably going to get you out the next week because you're like being popular in the game. And like, I don't even like that word. I'm not trying to be popular. I literally am just being friends with people. And yes, getting that week off and seeing the way people were in the house, I was being serious when I said that you weren't our targets. And like, that's why I wanted to come and tell you guys that, because because I could have won HOH this week, you know what I mean? Or Jared could have won HOH this week. And we had already had that conversation with you guys. And we told you what we were going to be saying when we told you, we literally laid out our game plan in front of you and it blew up in our faces. So yeah, it's scary to come and talk to you about anything at all because of what just happened. So I don't want you to like go out and tell everyone, you know, like I really don't want that to happen again. But we did go out on a whim, and that was before you were HOH, you know what I mean?
I guess it just bothers me more, like, and I hate to say, like, I don't like this one person specifically, but it's like, I guess it just bothers me more that I see you and Jared so close to Cass and the brothers, and I'm like, this, because,
I know
okay, say I put Cass on the block. Well, what if, you know, they all vote for her to stay? Then that backfired on me, and I'm a fucking idiot. What if I put Kelsey on the block? Oh, well, then they all have votes for her to stay. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just going to this, like,
you just need to understand that me coming back into that, maybe like before I left, sure, fine. I was feeling very emotional before I left, obviously.
Yeah.
But having that week off and seeing the way the house dynamics were, like, fuck, I never would have put Mitchell on the block if I didn't see what I saw or heard what I heard. You know what I mean? Never.
Because you were his best friend. Yeah.
And because probably nobody in this house would have. No, the brothers wouldn't have. You wouldn't have. Jared and Raul definitely wouldn't have. You know what I mean? The only person that might have was like Tim and Cass because they didn't really have a relationship with him. But it's like, no, seeing what I saw and coming back into the house, this isn't a fucking high school. This isn't who's popular, who's not. It doesn't matter who you're friends with. I'm going to continue to be friends with them because I need to live in this house and they are my friends.
You need to be sane, yeah.
If nothing else. But, no, if you put these people up on the block, I just want you to change your mindset a little bit on things. And because I had to, and I got a week to do it with Levita, so that helped, but
I will. And like I say to you guys, like, eye for an eye, and Jared knows this very well because, and I hate holding it against him, but I literally saved him so hard. He could have gone home.
I know you did.
Like that.
And I very much appreciate it. I do.
And I did it for a reason. And I know that when he talks to me, no matter, even if I'm like telling him, even when I said I voted against Mitch, I could always tell that he was like, still wouldn't go against me. And I'm not like using that to my advantage. Like, there will come a time where we all obviously have to get each other out. There's like 5 people left, but it's like, Jared knows that like I do things for a reason.
And remember that like it's not like I've like remember that like Jared and I discuss everything and like I know that. I know, and he told me that. You know what I mean? And he does stick to his word. Like the Levita thing, when she said she wanted to work with us, and I was like, I don't know, she seems pretty close to Dallas and Maddy. He'd be like, we're sticking to our word. We said that, we're not putting her up. And I'd be like, okay, like it. And like, don't think that like he comes up with a decision, I'm 100% down for it, or if I come up with a decision, like we discuss everything, and we're trying,
just like me and Ramsey.
We are trying to be smart about everything, and somebody like Ramsey, like Jared has always loved Ramsey.
I know.
And like because of the way we were pitted against each other with like the Dallas and you, and then there was like us on the, like we've just always been against each other. And it's just getting a little annoying to watch all these other people just like, fuck, it's very predictable.
And I'm not here to, and like I have said to everyone, like every season I've auditioned for, like, oh, I just want to go into this house and I just want to make moves that people are going to be like, you know, like that's why when I backed with Levita, people were like, holy fucking shit, where did that come from?
Right.
So I'm not here to be like, yeah, me and Kelsey don't like each other, so I want to put it on the block.
That's the thing. This
it's like
whole,
boring.
Well, and this whole like catty girl drama, and it is, like I do love Cass, but like some of the things that like she says, like some like when you guys are like, I'm just like sitting there like, ugh.
And like I don't want to get like weird and like emotional and personal, whatever, but like I actually do, like if you saw my goodbye message, like you would really have seen, like I do really think that we are very similar and that we could be very close friends. It's just the plague that like the house is putting us against each other more than I think we actually.
Well, and that was the thing, even like in the first couple of weeks, like because I was like, I don't know how Maddy feels about me. I'm like, but we'll see it. So then like, and we would have really great chats, and we would seem to get close. But then all of a sudden, people would come up to me and be like,
this person said this.
Maddy just said this about you and this about, and I was, and that's why when you pulled me into the pantry that one time, I'm like, Maddy, it's fine. Say whatever you want to say about me in the game. I'm like, but when you talk about me personally, I'm like, that's when it hurts my feelings. And like, it was true. Like there was a time when I was sitting in the hot tub, I was already on the block, I was feeling really shitty, and then somebody came out and was like, oh, Maddy just said this at Cass, actually.
See, like, I'm gonna be honest, and I tell everyone this, like, I have yet to lie in this game.
Yeah.
When I say I don't say things about people, I actually don't say it.
Yes.
I am not one. I will admit my faults 100%.
Yes.
If someone calls me out, like when you called me out saying like, oh, you didn't say that, I just nodded my head and said, yes, you're right.
Yes.
That never happened.
Yes.
So it's like, I'm here to just tell people, you're right.
Well, and that's why it was hard for me, because like I was already down, I felt down. And then when she came out and said like, oh, Maddie just said this about you, and like laughed, and it was more personal than anything else, like I literally was just like,
what the fuck? I know.
Down. Like it was the downest I have felt yet in this game. And then and so that's why when people were like, Maddie says you're a bully, and I'm like, I feel like she was bullying me, but then it's like, I guess you never actually like,
who's the bully?
Did it to my face. It was like just being told to me behind my back, and then I think that just like created like tension.
Which is hard because like
between the two of us.
In this game, like people
and
don't
even
confront.
Even the fact that Mitch was doing that. Like Mitch was doing that. I'm telling you that was his game plan. He told Levita to get close with you in Dallas because he was already close with Jared and I. And so it just made more sense to keep pinning us against each other. And like, so Mitch was in my ear.
And we follow in those tracks because people want us to, and then we get like more fooled by it.
Exactly. And that's why when I came back into this house, I said to Jared, I'm like, we need to go talk to Maddy and Ramsey. Because they're not the fucking threats in this house. And that is the thing, is the two fucking couples like are literally getting put in this like weird high pedestal that we're like some fucking great smart players of this game, but it's well,
like,
and Mitch happened to be on your guys' good side, so then he didn't do it to you. But like, who knows if the situation was reversed and you went to that room and came back and told on Mitch and whatever, he could have been like, there's an unstoppable duo in this house, and like he could have done the exact same thing to you guys.
Yeah.
That he did to, because I leaned over to Jared and I'm like, why? Like, why is it us exactly? Like, why isn't it Tim and Cassandra? It could just as easily be Maddy and Ramsey. It could be the fucking brothers. Anyone in this house could be an unstoppable force. Why